Hello dear students, welcome to today's class. We are discussing now the curriculum, the second unit curriculum, and for many days we were discussing the steps of curriculum development, and in that the first step of curriculum development, that is a formulation of educational objective. So in last class we have already discussed how to write the central objective based on the taxonomy or Bloom's taxonomy. So now we can see how we can write the behavioral objective, or we can say that how to write the specific objective. Okay. So in a topic we have to write the central objective and also the specific objective. The two objectives we will be writing for each topic. Okay. So how to formulate the instructional objectives? There are various methods of writing behavioral objectives. The first one is teacher-centered objective. So in the term itself it's very clear. It is focusing on the activities of the teacher. Okay. So stating as activities the teacher do to bring about desirable changes in the behavior of the students. So we are focusing on what are the activities which will be done by the teacher, not the student. Okay. So that is the teacher-centered objective. So example, teacher lists down the predisposing factors of myocardial infarction and students recognize them. So we are not focusing the activity of the student. Teacher is listing down and the students recognize the listed down predisposing factors. Okay. So this is the teacher-centered objective, that is what the teacher do to bring about the desirable changes. Hope you all are clear. The second one is subject matter centered objective. So here we are giving more importance to the subject matter or the content to be discussed. Okay. So stated in the form of topics or central elements, and giving significance to the subject matter with an intention to produce some behavioral modification. So here we are giving more importance to the content, and depending upon the content we are expecting the behavioral modification in the student. So example identifies symptomatology of myocardial infarction. So who the teach after the class, the students will be identifying the symptomatology of myocardial infarction. Here the content area is given importance. Okay, that is a subject matter centered objective. The third is learner centered objective. So either in terms of activity performed by the student or outcomes attained by the learner. So here we are writing what can be the outcome after the teaching learning activity, what can be the outcome that we are predicting, or the behavior change what the child is performing. So that is the learner centered activity. Here learner centered objective. So here we are giving more importance to the learner's activity. Okay. So student prepares care plan. So here the activity is done by the student. So student prepares the care plan. So for writing the care plan, the teacher has to explain on myocardial infarction, management, everything. And after every activity, teaching activity, the student prepares the care plan. So here what we are intended is giving importance to the learner's activity. Okay, so that is learner centered objective. So we have discussed three type of writing objective. That is, first one is teacher centered, second is subject centered, subject matter centered, and learner centered, and the fourth one is the most important and how you should write or how we should practice, that is behavior centered objective. Because in taxonomy of educational objective, we have written here the importance is given to the behavior of the student. Okay, so modification of the behavior, these all terms we were repeatedly We were repeatedly telling. And now the fourth type, here we are giving importance to the behavior of the student. Okay, that is stated in the form of generalized pattern of behavior. So according to the taxonomy, we have to write the objective. Okay, so behavior modification, what is expected? So here we will be giving importance to the behavioral modification which will be expected. Okay, so this is the best way to state the objectives. Usually we are writing in learner centered objective. So student prepares, defines the myocardial infarction. The next will be identifies the etiological factors of myocardial infarction. So here it is learner centered objective. So here in the behavior centered objective, it is the best way to write the objectives. Okay, so when you are writing the behavioral objective, so the fourth one, we have to understand there are certain components for the complete statement of behavioral objectives. Okay, so behavior centered objective, in that we should have certain components and it should be covered in the educational objective. So the first one is condition of performance. That is, conditions or context under which the student will perform the behavior. So after what, or what is the experience which we are providing, and after that only we are expecting the student to perform something. Okay, so that is a condition of performance. That is a context under which the student will perform the behavior. What is the context? What is the experience we are providing? And after that only we can expect the behavior change. Okay, the second is student behavior. That is the behavior that the teacher wants the student to perform. So what the performance we are expecting from the teacher, so that is the student behavior. So the first one is condition of performance, the second is student behavior. The third one is performance criteria or standard, the level of performance that the teacher will accept as successful attainment of the objective. So when the student is performing some behavior, under what level the teacher will be accepting the behavior. So if the behavior is performed by the student, so when the teacher will accept the behavior, that is a standard. Okay, that is a third component of a statement of behavioral objective. So hope you are clear. That is condition of performance, student behavior. Second is performance criteria or standard. So we can see one example, so then it will be more clear for all of you. It's an example of writing, how to write the behavioral objective. Good example. So after attending the demonstration on intramuscular injection, students will be able to perform intramuscular injection correctly. Okay, so we can see there are three components we have to see in a good behavioral objectives. So the first one was condition of performance, the second is student behavior, and the third one is performance criteria or standard. So we can see condition of performance. So here, after attending the demonstration, that is a context or the situation under which we are expecting the behavior from the student. Okay, so the teacher is expecting, after my demonstration only I am expecting the students to perform the particular procedure correctly. Okay, so before that I am not expecting. So this is the context. So condition of performance, that is a condition or the context. So in this example, it is after attending the demonstration or after attending the lecture, or that is the condition. Okay, or at the end of the demonstration. So in various way we will be writing at the end of the lecture, at the end of the demonstration. So these all are the condition of performance. Okay. So the second is student behavior. What student behavior we are expecting is student will be able to perform intramuscular injection. Students will be able to perform intramuscular injection. So that is the behavior what we are expecting from the student. So student will be doing that particular procedure. Okay, will be able to perform. So this perform and all we are taking from the action verbs which is given in the psychomotor domain of psychomotor domains of Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, that is a second component. And the third one is the criteria or the standard. So the teacher will be accepting the performance if they are doing correctly. Okay, if they are doing correctly, we will be accepting. So that is the third component. So hope you all are clear. So when you are observing the example, after attending the demonstration on intramuscular injection, student will be able to perform intramuscular injection correctly. So this is the correct way of writing behavioral objective or specific objective. So here what we are doing is we have a condition, we have a student behavior and the standard. So these three makes a behavioral objective good one. Okay, hope you all are clear with how to write behavioral objectives. So these are the four methods of writing educational objectives. The first one is teacher centered, second one is subject matter centered, third one is learner centered, and the fourth one is behavioral objective centered. Okay. So next we can see what are the advantages of writing behavioral objectives. Okay. So it provides an opportunity for the teacher to examine the content which she is going to teach and motivates her to present the content in a student friendly manner. Okay, so provides an opportunity for the teacher to examine the content which she is going to teach and motivates her to present the content in a student friendly manner. So she can have an examination on her own content. So whether the objectives meeting according to my content and the behavioral objectives can be performed by the student if I am taking this content. So her own supervision, her own examination can be done by the teacher. Okay, helps the teacher to determine whether or not he had actually taught what is intended to teach. So whether taught what is intended actually from that particular objective. So she can check whether I took the class properly, what is intended, whether it is taken. So that is a second advantage. The third advantage motivates the teacher to consistently evaluate a student's performance. So she can consistently evaluate the student's performance. That is the third one. Motivates the teacher to consistently evaluate a student's performance. So these are the advantages of writing behavioral objectives, and it is continued. Justifies the selection of content, learning experience, teaching learning methods, etc. So she can have a better look on content, learning experience, teaching learning methods she is following. So based on the objective, whether these all selected content, learning experience, teaching learning methods are appropriate to give a behavioral change in the student. So that can be checked. Can be written for all domains. So the behavioral objectives, because previously what we have seen is the psychomotor domain. So for affective domain, for cognitive domain, and for the psychomotor domain, we can prepare behavioral objectives because we are focusing on the behavior. So that is the advantage of behavioral objective, writing behavioral objective. Hope you all are clear. And one more thing, in educational objective, it should be smart. Okay, educational objectives should be smart. That is a quality of objective. Smart means it should be specific, precisely states what the learner will be able to do. So it should be specifically written what the behavior we are expecting from the student, what they should do. Okay. It should be measurable, can be observed or counted during or after the session. So when the objective is written, it should be evaluatable or it should be measurable. So some marks can be given based on the performance. So that is a measurable. Evaluation should be able to do. The third one is action oriented. Uses an active verb that represents a behavioral change. Okay, action oriented, that uses an active verb that represent the behavior change. That means we have to use action verb. From the taxonomy list we have already our action verbs. So perform, identify, justify, these all are the action verbs. So there should be an action verb, that is A, smart in that A, action oriented. Next is reasonable, that is it is appropriate to the time and scope. According to the time and scope, it should be reasonable. Next is it should be time bound, that can be achieved by the end of the training. So there should be a time bound, that is at the end of the session. Every time we have to see that at the end of the lecture, at the end of the session, at the end of the demonstration we are expecting. So that should be at the end of the session, that is time bound. Okay, there should be a time or there's a component like time is considered. So that is a smart, specific, measurable, action oriented, reasonable and time bound. Okay, hope you all are clear with what we have already discussed till now. So thank you all, and this is the end of formulation of educational objectives. Okay, first step is over. Curriculum development, first step is over. Thank you very much.